My my lighting seems a wee bit off skis, but we're just gonna get into it. Okie dokie, so my patrons get ad-free first access. I do believe I go live from time to time here, so happy to be here with all of you. Weekly element signs, we're gonna get into it. Let's shuffle now. So I'm looking at Aries, divine guidance and love and clarity. This is around the week starting July 11th, thereabouts, July 11th. We've got a pretty major aspect happening, you guys. The Uranus and Mars conjunction, I'm hearing through the astrological interwebs, that the Uranus-Mars conjunction could trigger some pretty cataclysmic or big events, both globally and individually. Ultimately that Uranian energy is wanting us to get on the path. It's not often comfortable. It's very likely not to be comfortable because change isn't comfortable, right? Aries, what do we got? Divine guidance and love and clarity for my Aries lovers. So much sword energy, you guys. There's some definite decisions to be made. You're here, the Emperor energy. But you're a little conflicted right now, and the conflict is likely to be having to do with something around work and work-life balance, or you and your relationships being in harmony, being in balance, give and take, reciprocity, right? That's going to be important for everybody, for the entire collective, that we're outworking codependencies, we're becoming self-sustainable people, we're becoming autonomous, self-aware, self-generating, right? Self-resourcing. And that's a way that we give. We know how to self-source, so we're not living out of fear and deficit, right? We're living out of a place of fullness and abundance, and that's where we're having to resolve deep karmic conflict. This star card on top of the Emperor with all these energies around you, Aries, this substantially looks to me like healing your authentic power. And then there's a double 8 leading to the 9 of Swords. So I'm thinking you're working on it. Some of y'all might be having communication behind the scene, or some of you might be like working on something. So you're like communicating back and forth, working on something that I'm thinking like you want to put the work in, but I feel like not a lot of people know you're doing it necessarily. Like it's behind the scenes, your side hustle, something that you're working on behind the scenes. You are putting a lot of work in and you're communicating back and forth. Maybe, just maybe, it might be causing a little bit of anxiety or energetic depletion. Either way, Aries, this is a triumphant situation. So I would say you've been going through it. You've been going through sleepless nights. You have been maybe feeling indecisive. And then the central energy is you healing to come fully into your power. I also want to say, like, if you're a bit defensive or if you're in doubt or if you're exhausted, sleep. Like, sleep and rest is just so prime time. And then we often negate it. We know we're tired. We just go, oh, we're just so tired. And it's like, and yet culturally, societally, we often don't create that time for ourselves to rest properly. Oh, I'm moving on now. So Aries into Leo. This is for Leo. This is the week ahead. I am doing these readings July 11th for the fire. So I'm looking for this week ahead, the timestamp for the week ahead. Divine guidance and love and clarity. This is for Leo. Divine guidance and love and clarity for my Leo lovers. I'm hearing that song, working 9 to 5. You're putting the work in. I feel like some of you might be having to distract yourself. So it looks like there's a situation that's honestly, this could be like being ghosted or not having communication from something or someone, and then there's a little bit of anxiety there, but I feel like you guys are distracting yourself by working Work, 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 work. You're just working to try to not think about that thing. Try to not think about not getting communication from whomever, whatever. But it's necessary. Like putting your focus on the work is necessary to move you, or even like you could say upgrade you out of the situation of ghosting. Let's pull some energy or some further clarity. It looks like for you, Leo, there is a big shift on the horizon. So the Hierophant's coming in here. And I do also, there's anxiety, there's Six of Cups. So some of you might be in a little bit of a turbulent, turbulent anxiety, sleepless nights, right? Or like, we're not communicating anymore. Fine, I'm going to work. I'm just going to focus on work. And yet, as we often know, we say things or do things, maybe slightly enraged or emotional, and it disrupts this. It disrupts the kind of balance of things. It disrupts the harmony of things. And Six of Cups reversed. I did see a Three of Swords. There's a little bit of an energy of, okay, like for example, working so hard, not putting so much work into the home front. That's actually creating disharmony and imbalance, right? If we're working too hard and just ignoring the needs of the people at home. What's the major shift for Leo? Leo, there's something you're maybe getting ready to walk away from. I also now have a 888 in the cup, the pentacle, and the wand. So it's like, I mean, I'll go really broad with it. It's like walking away or having to let go of something. A dream, a person, a loved one. And the Eight of Cups in this regard, knowing that this is letting go of stuff that's already done. Even in this deck, it's like these cups are not full. I mean, you could go back to this party, but there's no wine left, and the cups are all fucking shattered. So the essence of the Eight of Cups is that it's already done. Like, putting more cups on this thing is not going to improve the situation. And often is the case, right? So eight of cup brings us into the 9, which is a wish fulfillment. And it makes me think of that feeling or sense that like we often have to let go of that which we fear to lose to receive what we want or something. Oh, balls. It's a it's a Star Wars thing. Patience, learn you must. You must let go of everything you fear to lose or something like that. So it makes me think of like going through a bit of a pit, going through a bit of a hard time to come into 9 of Cups, which is the wish fulfillment. So this release is already released. This doneness has probably been done for a while. I think majority of you, it is to do with a love situation maybe that's run its course, or a love situation where like the sun's gone down kind of thing. Because it kind of looks like you're having to focus on work and there's not a whole lot of communication. There's probably some sort of opportunity coming in on the horizon, which is also maybe why you're being guided to let go of something or walk away from a situation where the communication's kind of been dying out already. Okie dokie, let's crack on now. So, who are we? Sagittarius. Let's get into it. My Saggies. Final fire sign for the week ahead, July 11th. My Sagittarian lovers. What have we got? What are the divine messages for my Saggies? Divine guidance and love and clarity for my Saggy lovers. Mr. Lover. You got me, Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Bombastic. We like to break out in song and dance. Divine guidance, love, and clarity. This is for Sagittarius, moving forward with success. Some of you guys could be recognized for something. Maybe something you've put like everything into. Like all your money, all your resources you've poured into something, and now you're being recognized for it. This is also going to move you forward in a guided way. This is nice. This is a really, really nice energy. Like, basically being successful. Being recognized for a job well done. Being recognized for something that you've put into the world or something you've put out into the world. And then being able to move forward accordingly. Major cycles ending. Major cycles coming through here. As far as the Chariot to me is like moving an intention or a dream or a vision, moving it forward, right? Definitely some of you guys have, if think of like infinity loop reflectivity. So there's no beginning and no end. And so this energy to me is like either anything that's unresolved will come up for resolution, or all these the Tower reverse 5 of Sword is just saying whatever you've lost and whatever shocking surprises come up or have happened or appear in the moment where it all is burning down, know that this is part of the evolution of your soul to bring you into greater like visionary clarity, like so you're able to move yourself forward, and that is also what brings you the success. There's an aspect of resilience here, Sag. Yeah, I think most of you it's the future, but some of you it's the past. The Page of Pentacles, like a message coming in that could be like, oh fuck. Although usually when the Tower is reversed, I get a sense of like, as far, it's not like Tower, it's the Tower reverse is usually when we know a tower has to come down or is coming down. And we're just kind of like ignoring the cracks. Right? We ignore the cracks, and then what happens? Eventually, we hear it's like that, it's shattering, it's coming down. Again, there's something about like, I think you know it already. And again, when you don't know it, don't take what doesn't resonate, you know? So I'm going to leave it there, Leo. That's a nice, nice spread, actually. So moving forward with success, being recognized and feeling really spiritually guided to move forward. Maybe just a little clarity on that. Yeah. No, I don't think it's the full reverse. I'm like, there isn't a, for those of you who haven't shifted, or if you get us, this is only intuition as far as like it's only affirmative. If things don't resonate, they're not for you, but this is like knowing something's got to come down, and whether we face it or not, it's coming down. So, but this is actually triumphant, even if it feels a bit uncomfortable, where you kind of have to face the thing. You have to face the thing to move forward, right? Yeah, pretty big cycle completion, rebirth here. It's almost like any last unresolved conflict standing will come down. Anything unresolved, anything that doesn't have strong foundations will come down. It's kind of feeling that simple at this stage, my lovers. Oh, don't forget to check out the jumpers, the hoodies, the merch. I call it apparel. All to love apparel. Check it out, you guys. Support small brands, small businesses. I've been on the internet for like 10 years, over 10 years. I started broadcasting stuff and creating videos in 2012, like yoga videos, and sharing about all the different spiritual healing modalities that I was doing at the time to manifest my dream life. I still like kind of agree with all that, but my life got pretty chaotic, so I had to like healing ground on a level that I never could have ever potentially possibly imagined. And we're coming out the other side. I'm sort of reflecting, thinking, did I have some major healing around, relationship and core wounding and codependency and stuff. And I'm still reflecting on it because there's no doubt it was leading me into some core childhood wounding. But gee whiz, when you go through mega shit, you just kind of come out the other go, what the fuck? Pardon my potty mouth, but like life is hear me out. Anyone, I think, that is at a point, because we all been there. Once you get to a certain age, y'all been there. Everyone's like, this is life. This is what you need to do. I says, I totes get suspicious when people are like, this is how you live. This is the secret to eternal life. This is the secret to immortality. This is how you can be superhuman. I kind of just feel like, no, I don't. It's way beyond any individual rational thought. Most of us would just say it would be great if we could dissolve the military war complex. It would be great if we could have leadership that actually cared about the planet and humanity and didn't hoard all of the wealth for their own weird power games. Genuine. I think most of us are going, hello. Like, be nicer to each other, you guys. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's like common sense. It's just common sense. And the wretch of violence going on is really, I would say, the expression of long held denied the way, and this is, again, I really reflect this to all of us, the way in which we perceive other is like the state of our consciousness. So as long as we're still perceiving our fellow humans as less than, we've not risen. And I do feel like so long as we're using power, force, and brutality to dominate and conquer, we're actually operating from a pretty base, again, like a reptilian survival mode based construct. I'm like, so I think that's what we're seeing collectively being purged out. Like the worst of the worst is being shone into our airwaves in order for us to awaken to our greater loving capacity and unity with the totality of all humans. Like that's a big part of having a compassionate heart, seeing oppression and seeing these injustices which hurt because we're all human. Like, why are you doing that to those people? Like, and of course we have pretty intense, power structures that have really been probably playing out for thousands of years as far as the strongholds of corrupted power that would have us all believe that they hold the power access gateway to the divine. But of course, the awakening is us just as little individual humans realizing, oh, the divine is within us all. Every single one of us. And as painful as it is to watch people hurt other people, there's always, to me, the judgment day, the reckoning. Like, we all learn about what, like, through karma, through emotional alchemy. That's why the more we heal our heart, the less harm we do, essentially, because you feel the pain you cause, and integrating it is feeling it too, so that we can make change, so that we no longer act out of anger, act out of denial, or simply from a very compassionate, all of us are just learning here, acting out of ignorance, acting out of unconsciousness. We don't, a really good friend of mine messaged about, something about making the unconscious conscious. That's what self-awareness is. That's what, pardon me, like embodiment is to know you are that what you see. And hence that's often where I would say it evades us, is that often we want to take on the good stuff, but we don't like to take on the shitty stuff. It's hard. It's as in when people trigger us, we want to make it about the other person. We don't want to like own and look at our thoughts, our feelings, our behavior. So this is where we're having a big shifting point in the relational aspect of alchemy, where the more we bring things to consciousness, the more we're getting triggered in our relationships to help us heal the wounds of separation, heal the wounds of not being good enough, heal the wounds of, for example, historically, women couldn't work, couldn't make their own money, heal the wounds of lack, heal the wounds of not belonging anywhere, right? Yeah. Well, it's all manifest. It's all one, right? In that regard, because I remember somebody saying about like the spiritual realm. I'm like, it's all reflected. There's no separation. So the if we're at war in our physical, and most of us could collectively agree, there's wars. Our country's taxation systems are often culpable. Our foreign policies are certainly in the American foreign policy, but we're all kind of intertwined, right? Is I would say, fairly responsible for raging and waging a lot of wars. And so the spiritual battle is like, as in, somebody said this about manifestation. They're like, oh, but if people manifest too much, there's like a deficit in the spiritual realm. I'm like, yeah, but it's all, there's no separation. That's the kind of crux of it. That this that we perceive is an example of the aspects of spiritual warfare that we know. We know, very deep down, we know as a soul. Most of us heard the call. Most of us have fought in galactic wars. Like that dualistic aspect of our creative output in this cosmos is, it's the divine. Like that is part of the juice. Playing the darkness is part of playing the light. Playing the light is part of playing the darkness, right? And so there's no, yes. So when somebody was like, oh yeah, the deficit, I'm like, no, it's right out. It's there. The poverty in that part of the country is part of the ostentatious greed and wealth in another part. As in, us harvesting and mining things is creating a deficit in one part while we overconsume and create. And so it truly is like what we're perceiving externally, there's no separation. The warfare is warfare. You feel me? So it's like and only because what I'm aware of is the fracture, is that we can just sort of separate it and go, oh, it's a spiritual, or no, and I know what you mean, legendary, you're awesome. Because it's continual. But the so far as we understand it, the battle externally is still the battle that we're grokking with within self. As in, we're all endeavoring, I would say, in such a way to come to Christ, to come to the unified state of being where we know we're one with God, and we express that love, that creative love to all beings, and accepting all beings as the Creator's creation, right? Rather than somehow putting certain types of people on a pedestal where they're the only ones that get access, and so we all have to like go grovel to those people, then they have all the power, and then we're like, oh fuck. And then we all, generations go by, and we all think that those certain people have the power, and actually they don't actually care from a loving, heartfelt, unified place. They care from a place of like, ooh, fun, look at me, the puppet master playing all these games. So that makes me think as well of like the level of parasitic energetic. So it's like the darkness or the evil. It's like that Voldemort in Harry Potter. He needed all these hook cruxes, right? He needed all of these like things and servants and people in the material realm to keep him alive. Like what you're saying, it's like a parasitic energy. It's feeding off of our attention. It's feeding off of our attention. What was I thinking with Voldemort though? Energy. Just that. Feeding off the light, you could say, feeding off our attention. So we pull our attention back in instead of giving it externally to God or to an external entity. And so the wholeness is within self. And then the more whole we become, the less we need. That's the whole juicy point, my lovers. Like the more in love we are with ourselves and with life, the less the stuff, the things, the material, the power, the control. No, who gives a shit? And then, so yeah, like as far as like those control systems are set up to deny the innocence, which is true power. Because it's one with all that is. Plus the innocence loves. The innocence are those pure moments of grace that we feel when we feel. It's not out there. It's not through a book. It's not through a priest, of course. It's not through a drug. It's just the essence of our existence. Like just by the pure fact of being here now. It's like, what a miracle. What a blessed miracle that we are. And then all the other stuff is just sort of detail and in a sense gobbledygook of our own creative stew. We're thinkers, we're creators, we're putting things into form, and it's like we're sort of re-enlivening the essence of conscious manifestation, going, oh fuck, we've been creating. Some of it's not great though. And so instead of running away from our own creation as if it has nothing to do with us, we want to turn toward it. We want to face the darkness that's all around us and within us to embody more light. Like we can't, if we just throw the light into the infinite void, eventually it's probably going to just get swallowed by the dark. We have to be willing to own our light and move into the darkness. It's a Hollow Shazam kind of vibratory. Wowzers, MJ went on a bit of a rant, but we had an internet friend show up, so it's a Hollow Shazam. Legendary, have yourself a merry, wonderful day today, my lovers. I felt a little bit like Marilyn singing, Happy birthday, Mr. President. Oh, jeez. Hello. Open the mountain flow. There's my fire signs. Thank you. Happy to be here with you, my friend. Have a wonderful day. Go give yourself a high five, a loving hug. Don't forget to check out the online stuff. It helps. I get a small commission when you guys buy it. Plus the other brands, T-Mill, Rapinoe. And of course, I was so lucky to find these guys, and quite a few of the community have gone on to set up their own shops as well. I mean, the T-Mill Rapinoe are sourcing all 100% environmentally friendly, 100% cotton, organic cotton at that. Loads of different styles and stuff. There's a notebook, but the one thing that I freaking love about it, because it's completely in alignment with Ulta Love, it's all zero waste packaging. So it's all like paper packaging. It's almost nearly global delivery. They do exchanges. Sizing's pretty good. And yeah, they just do everything. So Ultra Love gets like a few, maybe 2 pounds, 2 pounds to 4 pounds kind of thing. It's not quite paying for yourself. If I'm honest, I still pay to, keep the shop going and all that kind of stuff. So support. Plus, I don't know, I think they're cute. This is the boxy. This is like the oversized box sweatshirt, but there's loads. And I put like meditation vibration. I put vibratories. There's some kitty stuff as well. Anyway, check it out if you feel like it. If not, go ahead and give yourself a big ol' hug. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for your love. Thanks for your likes, your subscribes, and just for your existence, straight up. Even if we mightn't get along in the real life, I respect our existence as humans, right? So it goes a long way to love and respect yourself. Do unto others, man. It's so legit. It's legit. It's too legit to quit. It's the teachings of Jesus Christ. You know, we're good to go. It's legit for sure. It's only lasted about 2,000 years. I don't think there's any more famous people in the whole entire world. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Awesome. Love it, love it, love it. Have a great day, you guys. Look after yourself. Legendary. Legendary is just an absolute legend. Have a great day, you guys. Peace out.